Addiction. I think this is a topic that often gets left out of the going carnivore conversation. And it can't be a topic that is left out of the conversation, because that word addiction is really going to be a pivotal acknowledgement moving into how you transition into the lifestyle. So there's two schools of thoughts with addiction and your approach to moving into the carnivore lifestyle. So the first school of thought is cold turkey. You wouldn't tell an alcoholic, they wouldn't go to AA and AA say, okay, let's just wean it down. No, it's going to be a cold turkey approach. Deal with the fallout. It's going to be a harsh fallout period. And then once you get on the other side of it, it's going to take some additional steps in order to continue to keep that addiction at bay until you are completely purged of the addiction. And then it is even still going to be an ever-present maybe tug of war in your emotional world, but it's completely overcomable. And there's a lot of ways to tell if you are physically addicted to carbohydrates. And a lot of those will be uncovered when you jump into an all or nothing approach. Greg did an all or nothing. He went in both guns blazing. He was done with carbohydrates. When he decided to embrace the lifestyle of carnivore, he was done. He was very carb addicted. His fallout was much more harsh than mine. I cut carbs out to a great degree years ago. So me moving into carnivore, what I recognized in myself was the carbs that were in my life were addictive carbs. They were the carbs that I craved and I had an emotional relationship with. I still went all or nothing, but it was that process of all or nothing that really highlighted how I used those carbs for coping, when I reached for those carbs, what other emotion or other situation was going on in my life. I was just looking to take a breath most of the time. And my breath was expressed through a momentary dopamine hit from consuming a carbohydrate. So the two schools of thoughts are cold turkey, deal with the fallout, and then start to isolate and identify the emotional reach out for the carbohydrates and redirect that reach. Remember, you never ever quit a habit. You replace a habit. So never look to quit anything, look to replace something. Much more success in the replacement of a bad habit than taking it as the quitting of something. Now, the other school of thought is retraining behaviors. So it's more of a behavioral approach, and this is going to be a slow and steady decline of carbohydrates consumption in your world. Now, the fallout will be a lot the fallout will be a lot less. You won't have the severity of the withdrawal symptoms that you do if you go all or nothing. So the fallout will be a lot less. The process of becoming carnivore will take a longer period of time. And the dangers are that you'll get a little bit of a physical response, and that may be enough for you. So you can linger in halfway there for a very, very long time. And the probability of you backsliding and going backwards are really great. They're really great when you take that gradual approach. So, everyone has to go into their carnivore journey with the mindset that best supports them. But if you try the gradual withdrawal of carbohydrates in your world, then good for you. I'm 100% supportive of that. Just be aware of the pitfalls. And the pitfalls are going to be, one of the bonuses, you're going to experience a lot less withdrawal spread out over a longer period of time. One of the pitfalls, you will keep the addiction alive. It's going to be there. If you're consuming the carbohydrates, the addiction is going to stay ever present. Okay? You may have control over it, but it's still going to be this push-pull that you're going to be experiencing until they're completely eliminated from your life. And then that push-pull becomes a lot less. I can't even begin to tell you how less it is present in your emotional response than it is if you keep the carbohydrates alive and wean off slowly. So that's the slow withdrawal. And then the quick withdrawal, the cold turkey, your withdrawal is going to be much, much worse, but you're going to break the physical addiction to sugar quicker, which will get you on the other side of starting to work within the emotional attachment that you had, the dopamine hit that you're looking for. So the process is a lot quicker when you go cold turkey, a lot more intense when you go cold turkey, but the healing can begin a lot quicker when you go cold turkey. When you stretch it out and you come over here and you say, I'm going to start withdrawing slowly and slowly, like I said, you can wind up in perpetuity in this gray area of keeping the addiction alive, but managing the addiction, the healing never really starting, and a lot of backpedaling. So I think from this conversation, I've got major sunglass marks on my eyes. I think you can sense from my tone what I prefer. And I prefer the cold turkey depending on the severity and how you can cope with the fallout and the adjustment period. But even so, make some modifications within the adjustment period rather than doing the slow withdrawal of the carbohydrates. I just think there is way too much room for backpedaling and backsliding and treading water rather than moving forward. So those are just, the two approaches that you can take when you're doing your dance with moving into the carnivore lifestyle. Pick your approach, and if it doesn't work, if your approach doesn't work, let's say you do cold turkey and that is way more than you bargained for. That's fine. Take a breath, back up, come over here and try the other approach. Just expect for it to take quite a bit longer in moving you in that direction. Neither one is better than the other. So if one doesn't work and you try the other, just keep bouncing. You'll get better. You'll get better. This is a practice. This is like a yoga practice. You get better and better and better. And as you grow in your carnivore knowledge, as your body grows in the receptivity of the healthy fats and the protein in your gut biome starts to produce everything that it needs to produce to live healthfully and to break down the proteins and just, spread them out throughout your body so that the nourishment is going around. And when your brain starts to be receptive to this beautiful, healthy fat, you start to see your blood pressure respond. You start to see your cholesterol numbers respond positively. Your energy increases. Y'all, it's worth the practice. Think of it as nutritional yoga. And we all suck at yoga at first, but we get better and we get better and we get better. And before you know it, we crave the stretching and the bending and the solitude and the quiet. And we know that what we're doing for our body is loving and kind and nourishing. And it just feels so right. But beginners always suck. All right. Anyone that says that they just jumped into this and it was effortless from day one, they're telling you a story. Or they started 95% there anyway. So anyone that goes from the standard American diet into carnivore is going to have a massive transition period. So, okay, I love you all. I hope that helps. Never give up. Keep fighting, because that carnivore yoga practice is going to be the best thing that you ever did for yourself. I can promise you that. Stay the course. We'll talk to you later.